All right, guys. Thanks for taking the time to join. My name is Ryan Larsen. I'm the head football coach at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. We're a Division III institution. I also coach the quarterbacks here. I've spent most of my career as a quarterback, offensive coordinator. So today, I want to talk about fundamentals and concepts in the quick passing game. Want to show things that can be attributed to a lot of different systems. I know we have coaches probably watching this from high school through different levels of college. Obviously everyone's got different things that they're trying to do, and so to me, wanted to present to you all some drills, some kind of philosophical ideas, some thoughts, and some schematics and some reads to kind of bring it all together and make it applicable to different offenses. So going to start off. Let's kind of get into some of the why. So talking about quick game philosophy and statistics. To me, with a quick game, it's really about getting the ball out fast. I think that's really, really important. To me, you want to be able to create those different pitches for your O-line in protection. I was a young coach, and I was sitting in a clinic, and I listened to a guy named Rich Skarowski, who used to be the offensive coordinator at Ball State a long time ago when I was there, but he's been a lot of different places. And one of the things he talked about was, being an offensive lineman, pass setting, 50 plus times in the drop back pass game, you're going to end up making mistakes. And how's that going to feel? So giving your O-line those different pitches. So, kind of the first thing, getting the ball out fast, getting the ball to green grass. A lot of what we talk about in our quick game is finding green grass and getting the ball there as fast as possible. And a lot of those decisions are made pre-snap. Like I mentioned, giving our O-line a new pitch and protection. They can be more firm. They can jump people. We can have different types of protection calls, full slide stuff, man zone side stuff, everything like that. And then for me, I think a really big deal is kind of that 2-for-1 install, quick game and RPO game. We're a heavy RPO team. A lot of the concepts we use in the RPO game can also be used in the quick game. And so the thought process there being is you're kind of getting a 2-for-1 in your install. For me, I'm always trying to ID our best plays and run them multiple ways and have those answers off of them. Having different answers, often can be used with formations, tempos, double moves, ways to kind of build. And so just some quick stats, last year we were 30 of 48 for 63%, 6.27 yards per attempt, 10.03 yards per reception. I think that's really important. A lot of people think quick game, it's all going to be short throws. It's all going to be 5 yards or less. You're not going to gain many yards. To me, I want to look at our quick game as the ability to be kind of, somewhere between that run game production and, maybe our deeper pass game, intermediate pass game, shots, everything like that. And so to me, when I look at these stats, it tells me we definitely should do more. We're efficient, or we do the good job when we complete it. And even when we call and we don't complete it, we're still seeing, kind of an average of some pretty high results. So just talking a little bit about fundamentals and drill work and really honing it back at the quarterback position first. We're a toes at 5 in the gun. This is a small, weird pet peeve of mine, but I've always believed, I never understood as a coach, why coaches would teach heels at something. Your eyes aren't behind your head, always toes. So I've always been a big toes guy, toes at numbers and everything like that. So toes at 5, we're a one-step team in the gun. So what I mean by that is we've already gained our depth. We're 5 yards for a reason. Okay. It's already there. It's already what we've got the depth we already need. So we're a one-step team to get our points aligned. So we're really talking about, when we talk about the points being aligned, we're talking about a throwing foot instep, throwing arm, throwing foot instep, or our off shoulder hip ankle. I say or because it doesn't always have to be all perfect. I think we get very robotic. I think as long as that instep is where you want it to go, your body is going to follow. I think sometimes, the pocket, people get in your way, anything like that, you may not get that back foot perfectly. But if you've got your ability to have that, off shoulder hip ankle pointed at your target as well, you're going to be overall pretty accurate. As a righty to the right, we have kind of a phrase, catch, wheel, throw. So we're going to catch, we're going to wheel that back foot, that right foot, our throwing foot, and throw. We're going to wheel it out, and get ourselves aligned. Just same thing when we go to the left, catch, set the back foot and throw. I'm kind of trying to do it here in the chair. But we're trying to really talk about, we catch the ball, that wheel or that set is our throwing foot, so our back foot, and then obviously a throw. Drops, we only work our drops in individual during camp when we're installing plays. Otherwise, I really coach drops hard and routes on air and one-on-ones. That's my job. I don't care what happens at the end result of the one-on-one or routes on air. I'm going to really focus on drops then. There's no pressure. It's a good time to 2-for-1 that drill. But we're always going to use drills to reinforce drops and create that sense of an urgency like a game. To me, this is a big thing. And I say this, in my position as the head coach, like, all of our drills had to be made to improve fundamentals, not just fill time. If kids feel like we're just filling time, they're going to be disengaged and we're not going to get a lot out of it. So here's some everyday drills, some cone footwork stuff, everything like that. So I'm going to rewind this. Obviously, I don't want this to get super choppy coming through. So I'm just going to let it play. All right. So a couple drills that we do every single day. The first one we do about a yard, about a foot in between each cone. We do, basic icky shuffle. So you saw in the beginning there, guys were doing kind of icky shuffle. And the next thing they do is a step over one. So the step over one they're doing now. The reason why I like cones is if you kick a cone over, it's easy to fix the one cone. You use a ladder, you kick the ladder, the whole darn thing is messed up. So to me, I like that. So the first one's icky shuffle, flip your hips, throw. Then you get this kind of step over one. So I'm going to focus on 16 right here. He's back foot's always first, which is getting our throwing point aligned, right? Just stepping through. Once we get through that last cone, we throw. And then the last one's going to be what I call like a cha-cha or like a little snake. We get 3 reps at each of these, so 9 throws. You can see they're kind of coaching each other up, which is good to see. So I'm going to go forward a little bit. All right, so now they're kind of cha-chaing. So we can watch 16 right here. See how he's kind of weaving through tiny little steps, trying to not have our hips move too much. Yet again, just trying to get our lower body engaged, our lower body, warmed up. 12 is doing a really nice job. You can see his shoulders aren't flying everywhere. His hips aren't flying everywhere. He's kind of, snaking through. And so we do this every single day as a starting drill. It gets our lower body warmed up. We're working on tiny little footwork. Tiny steps are what make quarterbacks really efficient in the pocket. And then some other drills that we do a lot of things with agile bags. And there's a lot of different things we can do with agiles. One thing we work on is just working our base. You'll notice I kind of offset these a little bit. I want our quarterbacks to kind of feel their movements. If you just put them all straight and kind of perfectly aligned, you can kind of master the drill. So I kind of offset them different ways so that they're kind of using their periphery, they're using their feet, they're moving around, and they may kick it a little bit, but yet again, just like the cones, easy to fix. You can see we're really working a great base, right? Guy in front of him gets to about the halfway point. Next guy can go, but really trying to keep a good base between our shoulders, never rising up, kind of keeping that shoulder width apart, good clean feet. So we'll do this where we'll weave through. We have the ability to do reverses on it. We have abilities to, do rapid fire throws off of it. We'll stop and throw, and then I'll throw them another ball in. So there's a lot of different things we can do. We have different receivers out there and throw a number 1, 2, 3, and then they got to set and throw. So just trying to give these guys different ways to do it. So here's the reverses. So now you can see like I'm yelling them. Scroll back just a little bit. So now you got guys are going. I'll give them some reverses. Yet again, trust their feet, trust where they're going, keeping that strong base. If we get too wide, it's going to be hard to move around the bags. If we get too narrow, we're going to get really, really high and we're not going to cover ground. So we want to keep a great throwing base. And really what I'm doing on these throws, I'm giving them reverses, but then I'm giving them a ball. I want to see that trigger. When we talk about the quick game, we want to trigger the ball fast. So anything we can do to get that sense of urgency. So there's some reverses. Okay, and then here's a rapid fire. And so what I'm doing with rapid fire, let me kind of scroll back here, is get them started. All right. They're going to throw, boom, get another ball. Sorry. Ball's out, boom. Next guy's up. So yet again, got a few balls in my arms here. Ball's out, boom, get another one, boom, start getting back into it. We could also do reverse off this, but really just trying to yet again add stimuluses. How can we force our guys to feel like there's a sense of urgency? Like that's what we're trying to create. That's what drill work's all about. It's replicating the game. How can we get that sense of urgency? So couple rapid fires. You can see I'm getting another one in there. I can't catch the ball and throw. So just trying to make sure that we're clean here, have another guy catch it, and we're rolling. So those are just some everyday type of things that we do. The cones happen literally every day. Those agile bags are every day, if not every other day. All right, but super simple, super easy. All right, now we'll go to ball drop. Okay, so normal ball drop and then some arm angle stuff. Okay, so let's talk about ball drop. So now truly creating that sense of urgency. You can see I've got 4 balls in my hand. So we're going to drop it. They're going to catch, get those points aligned as fast as they can, get the ball out. We can advance. We can put the hands behind the back, right? We can put the hands on the head. We can do different things. I talk to our guys all the time about if you can't get the laces, get a seam. Okay, in the quick game. Ideally, we're able to catch the ball as we see it in the shotgun in a way that we get our hands on the ball as we catch it, our fingers on the laces as we catch it. But drills like this force them to kind of get seams. And you can see like we're getting rid of it quick. He's getting his back foot around and that ball's coming out. All right. And that's what we're trying to create yet again, sense of urgency. All right. You see here, 10's kind of keeping it lower with his hands. Yet again, he's a sidearm thrower a little bit. So sometimes he doesn't get his points aligned perfectly. And that's okay. I'll kind of talk about that in the next drill here. 2's a much more, technique sound kind of guy, a little bit of a longer release. So you can see a difference there. And so now let's do arm angles. And so a lot of people, in new age football, all the Mahomes throws and all that, like to me, teach it. If you're going to do it, you're going to let your quarterback teach it. And don't expect your guys to just make it up and be able to do it. So what we do is we put an agile bag just barely to the right of us here. And so the thought process, you got to get that thing around it. All right. So we're doing the same thing, but now, hey, I can't perfectly follow through over the top. It's a D lineman's arm in the way. It's a protection issue, the pocket. So doing a good job of working it around something. To me, the biggest thing when you do this, it's about not dropping the elbow as much, because when you drop the elbow, you just push. To me, it's about dropping the shoulder. We drop the shoulder, right? That allows us to really get our arm through. If you just drop your elbow, it's going to compress into your body. But if you drop your shoulder, now I'm able to change that angle and still have extension of my arm. And so we talk a lot about dropping the shoulder more than dropping the elbow. So you can see 10 here, he really drops the shoulder, and that's how he's able to whip it. And he's exceptional at this. This is a natural movement for him, so it's a little bit easier. 2, not natural. Not natural. You can see the first throw, terrible throw, right? But trying to, yet again, like, don't expect your kids to be able to do this unless you practice it. All right. And then last kind of rapid fire thing is we'll do both good and bad snaps. So you've kind of seen the drop, the ball, and now we're going to create those sense of urgency throws with, really quick. So 1, 2, 3, can do them across. Guys, I've done all types of things with these throws. I've colored green, blue, red. I've done Roman numerals. I've done different languages. Create different stimuluses for your quarterbacks. Don't always do 1, 2, 3, left or right like a book. That's easy. They'll master the drill. Switch it up, right? Traffic light, right? Red light, yellow, green, whatever. Like change it up. But sometimes I'll give them good snaps. Sometimes I'll give them bad snaps. Sometimes I'll get them outside of the framework. Make them have to really work hard to be able to get the ball. You can see like I'm jamming some of these balls on the guys immediately once they throw the previous one. So any way to kind of create, yet again, that sense of urgency. Get your hands on the laces. If you can't get on the laces, get it on a seam. Let's get the ball out quickly. There's a roll. All different things that we do. So that's drill work. So let's get into schematics. Okay. So yet again, like I said, I was going to pick stuff, guys, that was going to be, really open to a lot of different offenses. So to us, I think this is pretty simple. This is our version of double slants. It's an under with an inside slant, call it bend, and then fade out to the boundary. And so what we start with our fade outs and our ins, and this is one of our, our favorites, is do we have access to the out to the boundary? So really talking about the fade out to the boundary. I think for a lot of us, it's a boundary throw, depending on your quarterback's arm level. You want to take the easy throw. You want to find the easy completion. Do we have access to it? All right. It's a true high low in that corner versus a too high. And we really are intentional about talking about where we throw this whole shot fade. So our receivers know whole shot fade is 18 to 22 yards. They know that. They know to anticipate at 15 yards, they better be looking for the ball, because 18 to 22 in a cover 2 look, that's when you're going to get it. Once we get 3 defenders into the mix here, the low corner, safety way off the hash and back or wide, it's 3-on-2. We're going to go to the other side. So we're really going to focus on this fade outside first. Like, let's really talk about this first. Okay, so you're going to get a lot of different clips here. You're going to get clips from my time at Columbia. You're going to get clips from my time at Carnegie Mellon. And the reason why I wanted clips from two different places is I think the fundamentals still show through. And I think that's what I always go back to is the fundamentals are always going to reinforce what you put on the field. That's really, really important. And so here we're running fade out here to the top, okay? And we're going to throw the quick. And so you can see soft corner, tucked backer, safety on the hash. This is a clean high-low on the corner, nice green grass, although we do have the potential to throw slants to the field, and that doesn't look terrible either. Let's find the easy completion, and the easy one is in the boundary. So I'm going to let these play. I love, love, love the sense of urgency with the feet. Catch, wheel, throw. I'm going to go to the tight. The tight will really show that catch, wheel, throw. Right? Find the green grass, get the ball out quick. Let's move. All right. So there's one clip. Here's another clip of it. All right. So now we're going to be working here at the bottom. Now, quarterback has a little bit of a double clutch here. I'm going to rewind it so it doesn't do it too many times. You can see backers tucked, safety up the hash, really high-low in the corner. Gave the receiver a good opportunity here at the bottom to separate from that backer. All right. Get rid of that little double clutch, but you can see here in the tight, it is catch, wheel, throw. Catch, wheel, throw. That little extra hitch could probably go away, but overall getting rid of it quickly, which I like to see. All right, so now we talk about triggering that whole shot fade, okay, that 18 to 22. And so here it is at the top. And so what you got now is the corner jumps it, and we complete it. Sorry about that. My bar might have gotten in the way a little bit. I'll rewind that one. All right, so here it is. High-low that corner jumps it, 18 to 22, 17-yard gain. Good play by the safety for sure. Gets it right in that window. Yet again, our guys knowing that fade at 15, you start to look for it. Catch, wheel, throw, catch, set, throw. This is a catch, set, throw to the left. Good timing, balls out. Okay, so that was the fade outs. Okay, now let's talk about the ins. Okay, so to me, the reason why we run ins instead of true double slants is we see so much inside leverage to the field because defenses aren't stupid. They're saying, hey, inside leverage the field, kill the slant, kill the in-breaking routes. You're not going to throw it quick out to the field. You're not going to throw anything, out breaking all the way at number one. And so the reason why we really like ins is two reasons. One, it gives us a good vertical sell. We want to really sell vertical because we will run vertical on you. And so we want people to open the hips. We want to try to open the hips of the field and make you think that you're getting the ball thrown over the top. We're running this 5 to 6 yards, square cutting hard inside. Number two, bend route. This is really important. We're a one-step slant, and we're going to get inside that overhang defender. Doesn't matter who he is, safety, backer, whatever it is. And then we're going to get vertical and pipe. And that's what that little black line is right there. And the reason why we pipe is so that we can create space between him and the next interior defender. It also helps us split any type of safety, too high safety look, kind of get inside those safeties for a nice open window. We do not want to drift across the field. So yet again, our quarterbacks are looking for access. Is somebody wide open pre-snap? Is the corner 9 yards off the inside back, or the backer is inside the number two? We've got access all day to number one. Cool, let's take it. Otherwise, we're going to work inside out based on that outside backer. He carries the bend. We throw one-on-one outside. He jumps outside. Now we're getting vertical away from that mic. Once there's three defenders involved, we go to the other side, which hopefully we've already negated that side because they probably already had three, and therefore they don't have enough defenders. So let's talk about this. So one thing I talk about is taking the plays, and let's take our plays and run them different ways. You've seen some different formations already. You've seen some spread. All right. Now we're going super, super fast. We're running this play super fast. All right. Less than 10 seconds from the previous play. You can see we've got green grass already. Number two to the field is wide open. Right. And so being able to run plays super, super fast is a way to protect your plays, right? You can see guys are barely getting lined up. And the second that we're lined up, we're ready to snap this ball. They don't have someone. You can see guys trying to cut, changing up our protections up front for our O-line. Catch, wheel, throw to the right. Ball's out, 7-yard gain. Good tackle by that safety. All right. Yet again, trying to run fast. You can see they're trying to get people off the field. All right, great job here by Geneva, one of our opponents, kind of playing a cover, zero-ish look here, working inside out. This is a great example of inside out. We're going fast, inside out. Didn't feel good about the boundary for whatever reason. That overhang probably spooked our QB. He was starting to move around a little bit, just didn't like his numbers. That's fine, inside out. So yeah, again, trying to create for our guys, catch, wheel, throw, the ability to run some of our plays, but different ways, different formations, different looks, tempos can be different. So here it is at Columbia. Give another look here. So now the overhang is outside of number 2. So our quarterback really saw this as, hey, you want to know what? The overhang's outside of 2. I've got green grass on the inside. I'm going to take it. He doesn't squeeze hard enough, easy completion. Now, could he still go outside? Absolutely, off the squeeze. But I like that he's thinking, right, I've got access. And so let's go to the tight here and go back to the fundamentals of footwork is catch, wheel, throw here to the right. Just holding us up here, making sure that they can sub. All right, another look here. So now we've got our tight end kind of attached to our fade outside. Okay. And now what I really like about this, and the reason why I put this one on here, is having a sense of, you know what? We get a bust at the top. Our quarterback was thinking all day long, I've got this inside slant, I'm going to throw number 1 outside. And guess what? We had a bust. Guy ran a wrong route. It happens, right? But the reason why I like this play is this. Our guy is getting skinny and bending, and you can see it right here as our number 2 receiver up top. See how he tries to get skinny into this void? By doing that, this guy goes blind to him, right? And if he keeps throwing across, when our quarterback starts to scramble, he may be able to pick this guy up. But by doing that and keeping his eyes downfield, we're able to make a play. And so it's a small thing, but that's why being skinny is important to me, so that you're staying away from number 21, this inside backer. All right, so that was our fade out concept with ins or slants. I think something that's very applicable to a lot of different offenses. All right, now let's talk about stick. Okay, I think a lot of people run stick. To me, the biggest thing that we do in stick and the most important thing that we do on our stick concept is that we change up the backside. At the end of the day, we want to be able to create a conflict for the defense. How are you going to play our single receiver? Are you going to double him? If you are going to create 2 defenders on him, you are short to the field now. If you are going to commit 1, we need to have multiple answers back there to keep that one-on-one battle a win for us. We know where we're going, the defense does not. And so we want to make sure we have multiple pitches for him. So we run about 5 or 6 different options back here, just him by himself. Then we can start releasing the back and get more options. And the reason why we do this is we want to see if we have pre-snap access. So any type of clean one-on-one, and having those change-ups is important. So we have a snap here, which is like a little mini comeback at 7 yards. We can run a hitch that converts to a big fade. We can run a quick out, which can convert to a back shoulder fade. We can run a slant. We've got a couple other things like I mentioned. So want to make sure, do we have that access? If we do not have access to the boundary, let's say they kick a backer outside the box with a soft corner or a hard corner with a safety over the top. Now we're going to work the stick outside in. I know a lot of people go inside out on stick. The reason why we work outside in is so we don't get leverage to the side. And what I mean by that is this. Where's the overhang? If the overhang's outside of 2, you already know the out's dead. If he's inside 2, the only guy who can stop it's the corner now. So we're going to work outside in so that if the corner bails and the backer's inside, we can throw the out. If the backer, let's say for some reason, does sprint with it, now we can throw the stick. And so the reason why we go outside in is I don't want our quarterbacks trying to throw this out by number 2 late and it gets leveraged by the sideline. Okay, so we're trying to find that access pre-snap from the boundary, maybe even pre-snap to the field. Someone's just wide open. If not, we're working outside in. So let's talk about stick. So we're going to work the boundary first. So you're going to see tight end hand on the ground, different look 3-by-1. We have a snap on the backside, clean one-on-one, catch, set, throw. Super simple, right? There's going to be a bunch of these to start off with. Catch, set, throw. You can really see the rhythm, and we say it out loud for a reason. So a clean one-on-one, you can see it in this tight view. I mean, it's about as clean of a string as you could ask for. And so what I mean by string is from my non-throwing shoulder to my target, if anyone can touch that string besides the corner, you shouldn't be throwing it. All right, here it is at the top. I love this clip because we're trying to go super, super fast. And actually, by accident, our 2 tight ends should be here, but one of our receivers ended up over here and not in this spot. So, cool. Our kids know the play. We've run it enough times. All right, they know we're trying to play fast. All right, so we're going to throw a snap up top. Great job by our guy up top, tight end, who doesn't really do this, but yet again, there's a string there. Take it. So even our quarterback has been ingrained in his memory. It's like a guy's running that route that never runs that route. But you want to know what? My rules are, it's a clean one-on-one. I'm going to take it. I'm going to trust my teammate to run that route. He does. Catch, wheel, throw, balls out. And so I think it's important. It's a 7-yard gain to a tight end running a snap route who never runs it, ever. All right, here we're doing it again. 3-by-1 look again. What I love about this route is you can see it's kind of like a little mini comeback, 7 yards, and see how he comes down his stem? That allows us to throw it away from the defender, like a mini comeback, catch, wheel, throw. It's our backup quarterback. And I put this clip in here because this gives, an opportunity to yet again reinforce what are you teaching fundamentally? Catch, wheel, throw. It can be applicable, not just a starter, but in your backups as well. So like I talked about, you can have tempo, you can have different motions, you get different formations to hide your play, but you got to have answers. Double moves are a great answer. We've been throwing a bunch of snaps here at the bottom, right? They were starting to get nosy. We saw it early that they were getting nosy. So he said, you want to know what? If they're going to keep doing it, let's double move them. And so yet again, having your answers. Now we busted at the top here. We should have been double moving a stick to the nod and the angle route. I think we got one of those routes, but not the other one. Yeah, we got the angle. We didn't get the stick nod. So thankfully we weren't working up there. But yet again, like having those double moves as answers off of your plays is really important. Some looks here at Columbia. All right, so working up top, here's a quick out. Said you got to have different answers on the backside. So quick out, yet again, clean access one-on-one. We're going to take it, catch, wheel, throw, footwork. Catch, wheel, throw. Little pitter-patter on the feet there. Would like to get cleaned up, but it was a wet, nasty day, so I get it. Here's another quick on the backside. Quarterback did a really good job of knowing 44 was going to add into the front. So he knew he had a clean string. I think this is important, having it quick, because you can see Dartmouth is smart here. Their backers tucked inside. They think, oh, a snap's coming. I'll undercut that. Not when you run a quick. Yet again, got to have different answers on the backside. Can't always be the same thing over and over. Otherwise, it's going to be easy to run under that hitch, easy to run under that snap. Having a different answer. A slant there could have been a good answer too. He overruns the window. We throw it behind his head. Having different answers is important. All right. I talked earlier about that quick turning into a back shoulder fade. This is actually first play of the game. We have it as when we call our quicks, back shoulder fade is the conversion versus friction. All right. Great job. 18 to 22 yards. We're completing it at 19. Guys are understanding. They're on the same page. Cover 2 hole shot, back shoulder fade. Same thing. Now we all anticipate where the ball is going to be. Same footwork. Catch, wheel, throw. Little pop up there, but overall you can see the footwork's pretty consistent. Here we had a hitch called. All right, a hitch called, and that converts into a big fade. All right, now I will say this is a bad read by the Q. Safety's definitely off the hash, but we're all product of, you want to know what? Make a bad read, but make up for it with a good throw. And here he does, right? He saw man. He felt like it was his best man answer, which I understand. He took it. He beat that safety. Sometimes they're smarter than us, guys. Trust it. Football's a player's game. He thought our receiver was better. He could get there. The ball only where he could get it. Good catch. All right. So now let's talk about that front side of the stick. So those are some backside throws. Now we're going to work the front side, like I talked about, working outside in. So where is the overhang? Okay. So here we're going super fast. All right. Overhang soft, right? Outside in. Great job by this defense of going man. Here felt like it was soft enough that the overhang couldn't play that out. Catch, set, throw. Catch, set, ball. Great job. Outside in. And I will give a lot of credit to this defense. They did a good job of lining up quickly when we tried to go super fast, and it's a good job. So that was 3-by-1 open. Here's another look now at Columbia. All right, field quick access. Look at the overhang and how tight he is. Pressed corner. I mean, they're giving it to us pre-snap, and you got to see the quarterback, man. There's the confidence. Catch, wheel, throw. How fast. Like, he knows. He's antsy. It's so open quick. And I think that's really important when your guys are comfortable and they see space and throw it to green grass, and there's green grass. Let's go take that green grass. All right. So here's a dirty backside, not a good look for the backside. Got extra defenders out here. So, hey, overhangs tight to the field. All right. We're going to work outside in yet again, dress it up with motion. If the corner doesn't jump that, if he jumps it earlier, we're throwing the fade for a touchdown. Here's another look. Motion again. No one adjusts with the motion. Green grass. Here's throwing the stick. So here we look to throw the quick out. Look at what the overhang does. Look how fast he sprints out here and tries to take away the quick. Throw the stick. Outside in. Yet again, let's not get leveraged by the sideline by being late. Would have liked that little extra hitch for the quarterback to go away, but he's seeing it. Here, overhang is outside of number 2. They're vicing here. 2-on-1. Cool. Throw the stick. Right? And so yet again, having that confidence. 4th and 4 going fast. You see the refs barely getting out of there, and we're going fast on 4th and 4 and gaining 5 yards. All right. Here now, we talked a lot about outside in, outside in, outside in. Well, what happens when the corner now jumps it? The fade. Full shot. We talked about it being 18 to 22. Catching it right around 17, 18. Driving it in that window and create a big play. Yet again, all the guys are on the same page working outside in. All right, so just a couple concepts. I think the biggest thing is the drill work, the sense of urgency, getting the ball out of the hands quickly. I think matching it with our footwork is really big, but nothing fancy in those schemes by any means. But having the ability to have our quarterbacks attack green grass is really important. Getting the ball out quickly, stretching that defense, the full width of the field.